right now we take a look at southern Wisconsin after last night's storms. Also, true stage workers hit the Capitol this morning. We'll share what they're demanding. And it was a long-awaited return for 260 Wisconsin National Guard soldiers. Those stories and more coming up right now at 6. Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Jalen Banks. Last night, southern Wisconsin saw major storms causing damage and some major flooding, as you can see right behind me. This video was captured downtown right here in Madison. The storms left thousands without power last night into this morning. The strong winds, heavy rain, and hail left many communities around the area cleaning up today. Thankfully, that storm appears to be behind us. Here's a live look outside where it's a pretty warm day with some clouds in the sky. For more on the forecast, we go over to Jacob Montesano, who's out on the weather patio with our first warned weather.
Thanks, Jalen. Although the temperatures aren't too much colder than the last couple of days, the humidity has really decreased, and I gotta say, it is just about perfect right here, especially in the shade. But let's talk about what happened last night. If you were tuning into our channel, you saw constant coverage at points. And if we take a look at some of the pictures, this is a wall cloud from Platteville yesterday. We followed this storm, I believe it was around 6:30 to 7:30, and so we thought there was a possibility for a tornado. There was a tornado warning with the storm, but thankfully it looks like the reports from this specific cell only produced hail. Now, pretty large hail, I might want to add. And here's another picture sent in from Platteville last night showing very heavy rainfall. I know it looks like a tornado, but that is indeed rainfall with likely some hail mixed in. Last night we saw several storm reports ranging from hail, wind damage, and even some flooding reports. Now, the two ones that I want to point out were near Lone Rock. There was a wind report up to 77 miles per hour. And I already mentioned that near Platteville, there was hail up to 2.5 inches in diameter. We definitely saw a lot of much needed rainfall as well. How about near Darlington? Over 3 inches of rainfall over the last 2 days. Now, these aren't all of the reports, but here are just some that I wanted to highlight. 1.57 in Madison, 1.94 in Jefferson. So definitely seeing some much needed rainfall, but we are still under a drought, unfortunately. Current temperatures very nice, and for the most part, they're going to remain very nice. I'll have more details on the forecast coming up a little bit later in the show.
Jacob, thank you. Last night's storms caused plenty of damage in our area, uprooting trees and sending construction signs flying. Dane County Emergency Management says most of their damage reports came from trees and branches falling down. But it was power outages that made the night a tough one for tens of thousands of customers who lost electricity, and utility crews are working overnight to get it back on. Braden Ross has the story.
There's never a good time for the power to go out. We certainly understand that.
Friday night, violent storms taking out power to almost 50,000 customers across southern Wisconsin.
We appreciate everyone's patience because we know it's never fun to lose power.
But just 12 hours later, that number dropped by almost 90%.
You never know when you're going to wake up. Is that number going up or down? You know, what's the damage assessment looking like?
The utility companies had their crews out there last night right away, and they'd been working all night in the dark.
But Friday's storm created dangerous situations for crews. Heavy rain and flash flooding across Madison, limiting workers' ability to help.
The National Weather Service has a saying, turn around, don't drown. So driving through floodwaters is a bad idea.
Our crews that are out there understand they're not going to put themselves in jeopardy, yet at the same time, you know, as quickly and safely as they can, they're going to get on scene and start that restoration work.
For utility companies, triage is the magic word after a big outage.
We're going to target critical customers, for example, hospitals, water pumping stations, things like that. We're going to target those. And the outages that will get the largest number of customers back on. Those are kind of our top priorities.
And as far as Dane County Emergency Management is concerned, it's preparation that truly saves the day.
A lot of vigilance, a lot of dedication to people's safety. And I think kudos to first responders, to emergency management, to 911 center, to our utilities, everybody else who was involved getting ready for the storms.
Reporting in Madison, Braden Ross, News 3 Now.
Some residents are still without power after the storms. Parts of Madison's east and west side seeing the brunt of it. Here's a look at MG&E's power outage map, and currently there are 405 customers that are without power, which is down from the tens of thousands it was at last night. Utility companies say they're hoping to get everyone back on the grid by tomorrow morning. And in a statement in just the last hour, Alliant Energy reports approximately 4,000 customers are still without power and only 29 in Dane County. Staying up to date on the weather on our First Warn Forecast weather app. It has hourly forecasts, road conditions, and the latest radar. You can download it for free on your phone's app store. Just search WISC Weather. New at 6, officials in Oshkosh are investigating a plane crash that had multiple people on board. Around 9 a.m. this morning, the Winnebago Sheriff's Office received calls about a plane that crashed into Lake Winnebago. EAA Air Venture confirmed the plane was at the Air Venture Festival, but was not taking part in the recreational flight or departing. One person was found unresponsive. Authorities confirmed at least 2 people were aboard the plane during the time of the incident. The crash remains under investigation. They went on strike 2 weeks in May, and now today workers at True Stage marched around the Capitol, continuing their attempt to gain a new contract from their employer. They say their job is fighting for job security, fair compensation, diversity and inclusion, access to quality and affordable health care, and union members are supporting met at the intersection of Dayton Street and State Street to start their demonstration. They proceeded to march to the Capitol, where a rally was held to raise awareness of their fight.
Whether it is walking the picket line, attending a rally like this, talking about this with your family, friends, local businesses, make sure that your voice is heard.
True Stage representatives continue to push on the union's claims, saying they've been trying to negotiate in good faith. It's been exactly 485 days since True Stage workers had a contract in place. Union organizers said another strike could occur if negotiations continue to go poorly. On tomorrow's For the Record, our Naomi Coles sat down with the union's chief steward. You can find the whole interview here on channel3000.com. Today was a long-awaited return for 260 Wisconsin Army National Guard soldiers who returned home today. Guard leaders met the 157th Maneuver Enhancement Brigade at Dane County Regional Airport to welcome the soldiers home. They returned from a deployment supporting a combined joint task force in the Horn of Africa. Families and friends of the soldiers were invited to attend and celebrate their return.
The returning soldiers of the 157th Maneuver Enhancement Brigade, under the leadership of Colonel Eric Leckel and Command Sergeant Major Wire. 157th, welcome home to the Badger State. Let's give them a big round of applause.
The 157 MEB was deployed for around 10 months since last December. For more of the sights and sounds from the event, tune in tonight at 10. Coming up next at 10, Atwood Fest kicked off today. We'll take you there after the break.
There's a reason big dental bills often come as a shock, because sometimes you don't realize what's not covered until you get the bill. That's why affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual is important. It can give you benefits that go beyond what you get from more limited coverage plans. Because no one likes a big dental bill, especially if you're retired or on a fixed income. For a free information kit, call or go online now. This isn't some discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance that helps cover over 350 procedures, like cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, even dentures, at any dentist you want. Dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company helps cover preventive care, basic work, and major procedures, with no deductibles and no annual maximum. For your free information kit with all the details, call now or visit sendinfokit.com.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
America, come along with our adventure seekers, the Sanchez family, and discover summer with the Ford F-150. See how available features like Pro Trailer Backup Assist make backing up as easy as turning a knob. Watch as Pro Power on board lights up the night. And Ford Blue Cruise makes driving even more fun. Now get a Ford F-150 XLT or Ford Lightning with 3.9% APR financing for 60 months plus $1,000 retail trade assist cash and $500 low APR cash.
You got me.
Tag. You're right. Imagine a world with no drama. With 4imprint, you don't have to chase down the perfect promotional products. Exclusive apparel, bags, drinkware, and more. 4imprint will help you capture the moment and guarantee to deliver your order on time and on budget. Take the drama out of ordering promotional products at 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Day one of the Atwood Fest kicked off this afternoon, offering plenty of activities for the whole family to enjoy. The two-day Music Fest features 3 stages for live music that are used to highlight local bands. It opened with the Convergence, 4 different parades that meet and come together at the festival grounds. The annual event is just a way for families to get together and enjoy what the Atwood community is really about.
Community is everything, especially we've learned over the pandemic we missed each other, and so being together once again means the world to me. I do believe that connection to one another is the meaning of life.
Today's musicians included Piper Road Spring Band, Frank Bush and the Names, and the New Primitives. Some highlights tomorrow are Jane Lee Hooker, Dub Foundation featuring Ja Boogie, and the Joel Patterson Trio. The event runs from 12 to 5 tomorrow afternoon. Students from the Drum Power Summer Arts Camp welcomed adults to today and to learn some skills they may have perfected over the past few weeks. The arts program welcomed the public to join in on a day's worth of drumming and dancing at the center off East Washington Avenue. The summer course teaches kids ages 6 and up skills in West African and Afro-Brazilian drumming and dancing, all culminating in today's community event.
The parents of the students who are in camp are encouraged to come and actually practice and learn the arts along with their young people who have already been here. And what that really ends up being is the young people, in some cases, getting to teach their parents.
The event is wrapping up the next hour at My Arts Center on East Mifflin Street. 4 classes were offered today. Individual class were $18 and a full day pass for all activities was $60. Coming up, we take you to one Wisconsin town's UFO celebration. We'll let you know if it's a coincidence that it started the day after a subcommittee hearing on UFO existence. Plus, Jacob is back with another check of your first warn forecast. Stay with us.
At Bergstrom Automotive, you can say yes to the vehicle of your dreams without hidden fees waiting to devour you. You've been told no before? Join the Bergstrom Automotive family for the yes. Bergstrom for the yes.
Update your bath area for accessibility without skimping on style with one call to Mad City Baths, Wisconsin's #1 remodeler. In as little as 1 day, get a new walk-in tub or shower infused with Microban antimicrobial protection. Back with a lifetime warranty. And remember, once you receive a free design consultation, we'll lock your price in and guarantee it for 1 year. Now's the time to call during our triple savings sale. Save 3 ways. First, receive 50% off installation of a new bath or shower. Second, 24 months, no interest, no payments, senior military discounts. And third, call during this program and receive a free $50 Walmart gift card with your in-home estimate from Mad City. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call 608-729-4466. That's 608-729-4466.
Attention, Wisconsin veterans.
I'm Tony Evers, the governor of Wisconsin. If you are a veteran struggling to pay for rent, utilities, or other life-sustaining services, I want you to know that the Veterans Rental Assistance Program is here to help. The Veterans Rental Assistance Program was created by and for people living in Wisconsin, with benefit approvals being issued to veterans in just days, not months. You have already made a most noble sacrifice. You shouldn't have to continue doing so. We are here to support you. With pride in the way, it's never easy to ask for assistance, but rest assured we are here to help. The VRAP team is standing by to help. So call 833-WISC-VRAP or visit vrapwi.com. You've always been there for us. We want you to know that we're here for you. On behalf of the state of Wisconsin, thank you.
At Bergstrom Automotive, we have a non-commissioned sales team. which is a polite way to say we don't really care whether you buy a practical Equinox, the rugged Silverado, or the speedy new Corvette. If you've been told no before, join the Bergstrom Automotive family for the yes.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Planning for an annual UFO celebration began Thursday in a small south central Wisconsin town of about 2,500 people. One day earlier, a Wisconsin congressman led a House subcommittee hearing in which whistleblowers claim the U.S. military has been withholding evidence of encounters from another planet. It was purely a coincidence, as every year, Belleville takes months to lay out details for its yearly UFO parade, as A.J. Bayapour explains.
Probably the thing that we are known for most is the UFO Day parade, dating all the way back to the sighting in 1987.
UFO Day in Belleville is not until October, but planning began just this week.
Belleville's the true UFO capital of the world.
That claim to fame dates back 36 years. It began with an officer on an overnight patrol. The sightings in the summer of 1987 happened here, from this hill between Belleville and New Glarus. The officer reported seeing a mysterious object in the air out in the distance. The radar at O'Hare Airport in Chicago picked it up, but it found something else that was mysterious.
That was not in a flight plan, and so it was officially described as an unidentified flying object.
Unofficial village historian Rick Francois and a trove of old newspaper clippings down at the library describe locals then going out on their own late-night searches.
And like 7 days later, the same thing in the same place happened again.
Welcome, everyone.
So you can imagine the interest when a House subcommittee chaired by Wisconsin's Glenn Grothman heard whistleblowers testify this week about unidentified anomalous phenomena, also known as UAPs, another term for UFOs. Grothman says he was intrigued by the accounts of retired military pilots who claimed to encounter UAPs.
It's hard to imagine, 20 or 25 years ago, what happened then they can't release, and it'd be interesting to see.
They're also watching these developments in Elmwood, about 225 miles northwest of Belleville, near Eau Claire. Their annual UFO celebration is taking place this weekend. Grothman is skeptical that we've encountered alien life.
I mean, if somebody really did come across a crashed spacecraft and they found people in it, I would think almost immediately dozens, if not hundreds of people in the military or wherever would know about it.
And he's not our only elected skeptic.
Switch gears. Do you believe in aliens?
No. But in Elmwood and in Belleville, do you believe it was extraterrestrial life that visited Belleville in 1987?
Oh, of course it was, yes. Belleville's special that way.
They still believe. A.J. Bayapour, CBS 58 News.
And let's get a look at your first warn forecast with meteorologist Jacob Montesano.
Thanks, Jalen. Earlier in the show, I showed all of the rain reports across our area. Now, talking specifically about Madison, here's a look at the rainfall both month to date, since June 1st, and also the year to date. Now, for the month of July, we have seen quite a bit of rainfall, over 2 inches above normal. But despite that, since June 1st, that's putting June and July together, we're still over 2 inches below average. That just shows you how dry it was during the month of June. And for the year, we're 3.5 inches above or below normal, but a lot of that has to do with the May and June months. But July has been trying to get us back on track, still at a little bit of a deficit though. Looking at the 3 things you need to know, it is going to be a lot more comfortable next week with, for the most part, dry conditions, especially to start the week. We do have some slight chances of storms, especially for the middle of the week, but in general, we're gonna see very quiet conditions. We definitely deserve that after the last couple of days with the severe weather and the heat. Now, I do have some small pop-up storms just to the northeast of Madison. These will likely not amount to much, maybe some moderate to heavy rain for a brief period of time, but we're not expecting to see widespread storms today or really for the next couple of days. So looking at future track, Sunday, we're looking at mostly sunny skies, maybe a few clouds rolling in. Otherwise, not much going on Sunday. Monday, a similar situation, some clouds here and there. We are going to get very calm winds as well, so we're not really expecting to see gusty winds either. And the conditions will also be a lot drier. We're not going to see as high humidity values. Tuesday, maybe a few more clouds compared to Sunday and Monday, but still going to see mostly dry conditions. Wednesday, for the most part, going to be dry as well. Looks like the best chance of rain will occur Wednesday night into Thursday morning, but even then, it doesn't look like it will be very extreme. So looking at the low temperature forecast for tonight, we'll see see lows around 60. Could even drop all the way to near 50, possibly upper 40s up near Camp Douglas. The next couple nights might be pretty chilly with the air being a lot drier. Now for tomorrow, it's going to be just about perfect. High temperatures in the 70s, could get into the lower 80s, but definitely enjoy the weather for tomorrow. And also what's nice is because of the rainfall, the grass is a bit greener pretty much for all of Madison. Now looking at Monday, it's going to be a bit warmer, but still pretty comfortable. Lower 80s, mostly sunny skies, not a lot of wind either. And looking at the 8 to 14-day temperature outlook, it looks like those near to below average temperatures will continue. So it's going to be very, very nice for the most part over the next 7 to 10 days. So as I mentioned, definitely get out and enjoy the weather. So we could see a few storms Monday night as well as Tuesday night, but the model that I showed earlier, it didn't even show those popping up. So don't expect to see a very heavy rain event. And then for Wednesday and Thursday, we have some slight chances as well. Temperatures might warm up a bit for the middle of the week, but I mean, for the most part, we're going to be in the lower to mid 80s, with tomorrow being just a little bit cooler in the upper 70s. So very nice weather. And as I mentioned, we definitely deserve it after the heat, severe weather. And then earlier this week, we had the air quality alerts. So I'm definitely looking forward to the nice weather. I mean, today was just about perfect also.
I mean, the past month has just been a roller coaster of tons of stuff going on, especially the last 2 weeks. Tons of rain, super hot weather, the storms last night. It's just been a doozy. But
I will say, though, very glad we got the rainfall. Still at a deficit, but the month of July has been trying to get us back on track for sure.
I was talking to Gary. I told him we need to have like a meter, and we just continue to track it, and a graphic will like go off once we finally like get through the deficit, and we could throw like a
still need about 2 inches for the summer, and then about 3.5 for the year. So.
Oh, all right, sounds good. Thank you. Another unlucky night for the Mega Millions yesterday. After no winners again last evening, the Mega Millions jackpot is still up for grabs. And now for the 5th time in its history, Mega Millions will offer a jackpot of over $1 billion. The next drawing will be Tuesday night. The lottery says the winner could spread out their payments of over 29 years or take the estimated $527.9 million payout. And still ahead, Wisconsin's first American Legion softball tournament took place in DeForest today. Hear about its significance. That next in Sports with Andrew.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Dear Freedom, here's to more miles driven, more dollars saved, and more electrified vehicles than any other brand. Yours, Toyota Hybrids. Toyota, let's go places.
When an appliance you rely on goes kaput, you can count on family-owned Brothers Maine, Southern Wisconsin's local appliance authority since 1938. With thousands of in-stock options, we have the brands you want at the lowest prices guaranteed. Even big box can't beat our prices. Our experienced team of appliance experts will help you make the right selection, and we deliver it fast and free to your home. What you need when you need it. Shop appliances you can bring home today at our Madison and Janesville showrooms. Feel like family. Brothers Maine.
This is Kathy. She's about to see her dentist. She's afraid. Not because of the drill, but because of the bill. A big bill. But Kathy doesn't need to be afraid, and neither do you. Thanks to affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company. It's easy to get this coverage. Don't believe me? Call or go online for all the details. You could even have this free information kit. This isn't a discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance. It helps pay for over 400 procedures. That's a lot. I'm talking cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, even dentures. Bottom line, you'll have help paying for routine care and expensive major work. But if you want deductibles, forget it. There aren't any. No annual maximum either. Plus, you can see any dentist you want. Stop fearing the big bill. Start saving at the dentist. Call now or go to sendinfokit.com.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
You got me. Tag. You're it. Imagine a world with no drama. For the guarantee of high-quality promotional items delivered on time, go to 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
Dear Freedom, here's to more miles driven, more dollars saved, and more electrified vehicles than any other brand. Yours, Toyota Hybrids. Toyota, let's go places.
A Madison pastor keeps preaching after the state shuts his daycare down because he's being investigated for child sexual assault. Naomi Coles is asking, why is he still around children? News 3 Now investigates, Monday at 6.
When high school baseball and softball end for the year, where do kids play for the rest of the summer? Well, for the last 100 years, boys have played American Legion baseball, but for softball players, there isn't really anywhere to go other than travel ball. Until now, that is. Today in DeForest was the first ever Wisconsin American Legion softball tournament, bringing the state's best teams to compete for a state title. It took 3 years to set the event up, but for the Legion, providing these girls the same opportunity boys have had for a century was worth every second.
It provides a venue for these kids to play, because right now, a lot of the summer ball is played with these elite club teams, which are really, really expensive. As a result, they weren't playing at all.
Girls' sports need to be in the limelight just the same as the boys. So it's we're in the 21st century, so let's all get on board. And I'm glad that we were able to host the first tournament.
After dropping the series opener to the MLB Best Braves, the Brewers are back at it tonight. Carlos Santana, the slugger that just got traded to Milwaukee, will make his Brew Crew debut, batting third. The Brewers have won 9 of their last 12 road games. First pitch is at 6:20. And yesterday, the Milwaukee Bucks reportedly re-signed Thanasis Antetokounmpo. Giannis's older brother has spent the last 4 seasons in Milwaukee. And despite interest from multiple teams, including the Knicks, the 31-year-old is returning to Milwaukee. He averaged 1.4 points per game last season. When TJ Edwards was a senior at Wisconsin, Jack Sanborn joined the linebacker room as a freshman. Now, 5 years later, the pair reunite, but this time doing it in a Bears uniform. Having that Madison connection will help down at Soldier Field. Edwards says he still sees Sanborn as a kid, calling him the young buck, remembering the potential he saw in the freshman. But for Jack, he remembers TJ as the man.
He's kind of the man. He's kind of the guy in college, especially at the linebacker position. So, I mean, you come in as a freshman, you obviously just try to learn as much as possible. He's just a baller, and he's just a football guy.
I still got to call him a kid just because I've known him for so long, but see his progression and how he's, taking his game. I watched damn near every snap that he had last year when he was here just to kind of see how he was doing, and now that it comes full circle.
And finally tonight, athletes get asked to sign a lot of things, but it's not every day that you get asked to sign a baby. Well, that's exactly what TJ Watt did at Steelers training camp. The Pewaukee native is one of 4 former Badgers on the Steelers this season. And I got to ask, would you guys sign a baby if somebody walked up to you?
I think the better question would be is, like, if you're the parent of someone, at what point do you say, all right, we have to give her a bath?
Yeah, it's a good question. It's a good question. Now, it does look like he may have signed the jersey and not the actual baby. But, it's handing off your baby to somebody you don't know, even if it is TJ Watt, it's a move, right?
Yeah, you make exceptions, but Jacob, what do we have in weather?
Well, we're going to be very quiet the next 10 days. Temperatures are going to be fairly comfortable. Slight chances of rainfall, mostly dry. We definitely deserve this after the last couple of days with the heat and the storms.
All right, well, sounds good. We'll see you all back here at 10 o'clock.